Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Gil Skillz. Glad to have you here today. Today, for this episode of Gil Skillz, we've got an interesting treat for you, and hopefully you will like and or appreciate it to watch the entire video. We are going to be taking apart, scrapping, and recycling this beautiful Rinnai tankless water heater. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look at that beautiful thing. Just extruding, just oozing brass and copper out of it. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully you'll stick around and stay tuned for this exciting episode of Gil Skillz. All right, guys, for those of you that have been around for a while, you certainly know what to do. But for those of you new to the channel, for those of you maybe watching your very first Gil Skillz video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's important to me, it's important to the channel, it's important to the YouTube algorithm. Thanks. I've been looking forward to doing this for quite some time. I wanted to make sure that I had the time to actually film this and do it correctly because there's a lot of different things in this thing that I'd like to go through and show you guys. A on-demand hot water heater is pretty simple, really. You plug it in, the water goes through, and it will cycle through and heat the water when you need it. It's as simple as that. It's very efficient. The nice thing about these is there's tons of copper in them and there's a decent amount of brass. There always is. So I'm looking forward to tearing this apart. Now it also looks like there's going to be a crap ton of screws. So we're going to achieve crap tons of screw status pretty much right away. I'll try to keep you guys in the loop and I'll show you where we're at as we go along. I've got the little cup here right here that doesn't have anything in it so far. So I think for the first couple of minutes or so here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go nuts and just remove screws and kind of see where that takes us from there. So enjoy the ride, my friends. Enjoy the ride. Probably should start separating because these are stainless. These are all stainless, which is kind of weird because the last video I did with that car amp had stainless steel screws as well. I've got a neodymium magnet here and they stick, but they barely stick. So you can definitely tell that they are stainless steel, which is a treat. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and continue. I'm going to grab a second bowl because these are going to be for stainless steel screws, I think, and then the rest is going to be the regular ferrous screws. So we get the LED system here, so I'm going to go ahead and snip that out, and I will probably dissect and pry that open a little later, see if there's a board in that. Yayos! One of the first things that I kind of neglected to do with you guys is cut the cord. So I'm going to cut the cord right here. Believe it or not, this was plugged in with this. That's all it needs apparently, which I find extraordinarily cool. So I'll put that there. And as usual, I'll separate it all out and show you everything at the very end. But please don't fast forward to the end because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in here. A lot of fast forwarding, a lot of music, a lot of banter, a lot of comedy. So, you know, stay tuned, please. Okay, there's another screw here. Okay, that's definitely a regular screw. All right, so we got some plastics, we got some junk here. So I'll start the junk pile here. I've got a metal pile started over here. Sorry, this is so big that I can't like encompass everything in the frame. Let's see. We'll go ahead and take these screws out here. So essentially what I'm doing is freeing up the wires right now. And of course the brass end connectors, which I'll save. I'll probably end up having those as dirty brass a little later on because I do clip them and put them in the dirty brass bin. Okay. Trying my best not to lose screws and put them in there as we go. That way it's nothing down at the very bottom we have to clean up after. I got it, by gum. I got it. Okay, so I need to disconnect some wires so I can pull that out. I think this is just like some sort of power board. Here, you know what, I'm just gonna cut these now. Cut them. And I'll start setting the wire and the brass and all that fun stuff aside as I go. There we go. Give you guys a slightly better look. It's like we got a low grade board in there that's got this copper here. When I've got, you know, nothing to do or whatever, I like to take these and extract the copper out of them. It's relatively easy. You just take a hammer and you get rid of that ferrite stuff. You put that in your ferrous, obviously, because that would go as tin shred. And then you can just simply unspool the copper. I mean, it isn't very much, but it does add up over time. And of course, you've got the extruded aluminum here, here, and here, and a little bit here. And you've got some motors here and here. That's pretty much everything. So yeah, it looks like it's kind of encapsulated in this plastic. I'm gonna try to take some of that out at some point. Oh, that looks like it comes off. Looks like there's a screw there. There we go. This might be a rather long video, guys, so just prepare yourselves for that. I would deeply appreciate it if you guys could watch through the entire thing. It just tells the algorithm that, you know, you're engaged and the content is interesting and compelling and all that fun stuff. I mean, if you don't like it, I certainly understand, but at the same time, if you do and you like the channel and you want to stay loyal and stuff, it really hurts the channel if you watch a few minutes and then back out. Even if you do that and then come back in later and watch the rest, it still hurts that channel with that one view, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put these over here for now because they are both encapsulated. I'll put it with this one too. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these over here. Okay, I know you can't really see them that well, but I really want you to see what I'm working on here. I think that's going to be super, super important. And of course, that's what you really want to see, right? All right, we got some sort of like, I think this is like a sensor system, like a temperature gauge or temperature sensor type setup. We'll go ahead and take that off. See, we got a whole bunch of other screws here. Let me go ahead and get those out. Yeah, these little clips here are stainless steel. Got that white. It's hard to tell with the color. Like this color here, it looks kind of brassy to me, like the outer sheen, but it's certainly not that. Put this over here. So we get a whole bunch of stuff so far, which is really, really interesting. And I hope you guys find this sort of thing interesting. Okay, we get that rat's nest out of there. This is what we got right now. We got a nice little spool here, 2 solenoids. We got one here, we got one here. There might be more underneath too. I just can't see under there at the moment. There's a lot more screws. We got a few more pieces that are connected to the brass. We're gonna disconnect that, unscrew it on this end here, and then get the brass off. And then from there, we're going to dive into all this aluminum, and ultimately we're going to strip it down to this copper basin, which is what I'm very much looking forward to taking out. Take that off there, that off there, that in the junk. This here is screwed on down below, so I'll leave that. All right, screws. Let's see, we got a whole bunch of screws here. Whew, my arm needs a break. You get a decent amount of screws out of here so far. So yeah, if I were to guess, I would think that this would be like a ferrous layer over what appears to be cast aluminum. So I'm going to try to peel that up. There we go. There we go. Interesting. Got like a gasket seal type thing. Neat. Let's see if this is ferrous. It is. Put that with the other ferrous stuff. That's definitely cast right here. I get a decent amount of cast here, so I gotta figure out what I want to do with it, how I want to attack this. We still got a decent amount of screws in here, so I'm gonna continue to try to take the screws out and see where it takes us, you know. And this here appears to be holding like all the brass on and whatnot. Go ahead and continue. Oh, okay. So I was able to remove that from the copper. Pretty sweet, actually. Looks like the copper is just flanged, or it has some brass on the very end of it there, but that's some thick, chunky monkey brass, and I'll clean that of the plastic and the ferrous metals and whatnot at a later time. Let me go ahead and put that over here. See if we can get the other one. I think it's really important that we learn from each other, because there's a lot of different ways that you can scrap stuff. There's a lot of different things that need to be scrapped, you know, specific ways, and you could make more money. How about that? You could make more money if you know, you just listen to some other people here. I believe this is aluminum or zinc. So I'll put this over here. And we got these rubber grommets. I'm just going to leave that because the outer shell is nothing more than shred, really. I knew that was going to drop once I took that final screw out. So I'll put that over there. I'm going to do the other side here real quick. Let me see if I can swivel this around for you guys. There we go. Excellent. So I'm going to get the screws from this side here. All right. So we are slowly but surely getting there. Ooh. All right. So, wow, we got 3 solenoids on this thing. Take a look at that. We got 1, 2, 3 solenoids, 4 solenoids. I don't know what that was. Just some ceramic sensors from the looks of it. But yeah, I definitely want to take these solenoids off here. There's a few different screws on here, so I'm going to go ahead and take those off. I got to clean this aluminum up anyway, so that kind of makes sense, right? So let me go ahead and take the solenoids off. We're going to take the screws off. We're going to take the ferrous stuff off of the aluminum to make it clean cast. Okay, I guess I lied because I've got 4 solenoids sitting over here and there's 1 more right here. So I guess there's 5 solenoids. All right. She gonna break it apart, or what's happening here? Oh, there's more ferrous material. Doesn't seem to want to break apart. Interesting. Okay. Get those last 2 screws out of there. Oh, pardon me. 3 screws. How the hell am I supposed to get those out? Yeah, that's got to come out first. Oh, okay. There's a screw. There's a screw like right in here. I'm like, what the hell's going on? There we go. Okay, I'm happy. So I'll try to take some of that goo off at some point here to clean this up. But this is cast, beautiful piece of cast aluminum. Yayos! Geez, I'm running out of space to put all this stuff. That right there. We got a few more screws here. Now that I was actually able to take that piece off, I can get these rubber pieces out. I can actually get to the screws now. Oh yeah. All right, so there is a piece in there that is ferrous, and I'm gonna need an Allen wrench to take that out. So let me go ahead and get that. Get my little Allen wrench, my little Allen wrenchy poo. Let's see what we got. All right, we'll just take that out, put it with its, once I find it again, we'll put it with its ferrous brethren. And now, this is all cast. Yay. All right, clean cast, I might add. See what we got here. Plastic junk. We got this rubber grommet, which is junk. Okay, so we got a stainless steel mesh in there that will need to come out, but that ain't no big deal. I can just grab that. I just push it through, grab that, and there we go. I'll put that with the other stainless steel, and we got more clean cast. Okay, so what do we got left here? Oh my goodness. So I'm seeing screws down toward the bottom that is holding this whole thing like into place. All right, so we got some more ferrous material here. Take that out. We got some junk, we got some wire. All right, so we got some more screws in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take those out, all the visible screws, and see where that takes me next. Some of these screws I'm not able to immediately get to. I think what I'm gonna have to do next is get the screws that's holding this inner piece in place and just pull out this inner piece. Kind of like a Russian nesting doll at this point. Gotta pull the next layer out to get to the next layer of screws and be able to remove what needs to be removed. Okay, so as I said a little while ago, essentially I am going to remove this layer, this inner layer from the outer layer here. In order to do that, there's some screws in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's screws in here. There's one there, and there's one over here. I got to get the long screwdriver to get it out. And there's a couple of screws there as well. And I'm going to go ahead and get to it. All right, this is the outer shell. As you can see here, I went ahead and took out all of the screws and whatnot that was in here, minus the two that are in there. I didn't see the need to take them out considering that this is ferrous, so I don't need to necessarily take that out. So I'm just going to leave it right in here with the shell itself. Now look at this right here. Look at that. That looks pretty darn cool if you ask me. That's actually copper. That, let's grab one of these here. That's all copper right there. And that's some pretty thick copper too, which is pretty sweet. And this interior, this piece right here is all copper as well. So it's just a game of getting all the screws out and freeing all the copper up from the ferrous counterparts. And we've got some more brass, and we've got some more like a motor here to take off. And I'm not sure what this is, but we're going to find out. We're going to find that out. So bear with me and stay tuned. All right, so we're going to continue down this path of removing screws and whatnot. Now, this is all the ferrous materials and screws that we've got so far. So definitely crap tons of screw status and beyond. Of course, we got our stainless steel counterparts here too, which is pretty cool. So let me go ahead and continue and get as many screws off as I possibly can, and we'll see how much there is left to this behemoth. That's not coming out. Very odd. There we go. Okay. Get those out of there. Man, so many screws. More ferrous. And this clip's probably ferrous as well. Oh, that's interesting. It is ferrous, mind you, but it's like barely ferrous. I'm willing to wager that this is a stainless steel O-ring clamp. I'm putting this with my stainless steel. Why not, right? Right. I'm talking about, oh, okay, we got some more screws over here. Let's go ahead and get those out. All right, that should be it for that. Let's take a look. Let's see. Oh, no, there's one more right there. Look at that. It's got this like tape looking stuff on here, and of course that tape looking stuff is hiding another screw. Let's see if I can get that out. Got it. Oh yeah, so it's on the verge of coming out now, but there we go. There we go. Holy guacamole. All right, so that's ferrous. I'll have to take this apart with one of them special square socket thingies. And maybe that'll come off. So I'll set this aside for now. Boy, I'm running out of places to set stuff aside. Holy guacamole. Okay. This here is one big piece of ferrous. So I'll put this over here with the other bits of ferrous that I've been accumulating. Let's go ahead and take these screws off here. Those might be some more stainless. Let's see. Nope, not stainless. Take this rubber piece out. Gonna consider that junk. I'm sure that could be used for something, but I'm putting it in the junk pile for now. Put this with the ferrous. As you can see here, a broader picture of like a whole bunch of copper is emerging, which is really, really nice. These little bits and pieces here will need to come off eventually. This might screw off from the looks of it. Maybe. I don't know. This looks like some sort of sensor. Okay. Junk. There might be a solenoid in here too, but there's a couple more screws in here. Let's see if we can take it out. See what happens. Is there one on the bottom that I can get at? Oh, yep, there's one right there. Okay. Oh, that came right off. I bet you that's another one of them solenoids. So I'm gonna put that over here with the other solenoids. Take that off at some point. Oh, okay. Got another piece of brass that we'll need to clean up at some point. Just wanted to make sure that it was indeed ferrous material. Put that over with the other brass for now. Let's see if we get any screws over here that you guys can see. Appreciate you guys letting me know where they all are. All right, we got some more ferrous there. And at this point, it's kind of like peeling an onion, really. But I like peeling these onions because, you know, these onions pay pretty decently, pretty handsomely. That plastic piece that can come off. Should come off. There we go. Put that with the junk. All right, we're slowly getting there. At this point, I'm just taking all the visible screws out. Looks like we got a stainless steel clamp here with some wire. Let's see. I'm gonna take that off. Put that with the junk. I'll just pull that wire out. Put that with the junk. And you get a whole bunch of, I think these are resistors, perhaps? I'm not really 100% sure. Those of you that are in the chat or watching this, please feel free to let me know. I am going to cut out the wire portions and put this with the wire And then I'm going to put the rest in a special pile because I really would like you guys to identify that. Because inquiring minds would like to know. You didn't hear me say that. It's got some more wire and a special area for that. All right, let's get a few of these stainless steel clips off. Stainless steel clip. Stainless steel clip. And I do not see any visible, oh, there's a couple right here, but I'll get those. Okay, looks like that takes a little bracket off. And it's starting to free up this back side here. I'm gonna flip this around here. Try not to spill my Pepsi. We'll continue to take the screws out. Oh man, this screw's hiding on me now. Look at that. Got one right here. Put that over there. Rubber piece. Put that over there. Is that gonna come out? Or is it not gonna come out? Well, maybe not. I mean, it's off that face piece there. So let's hunt for more screws, I guess. Oh, okay. Holy guacamole. What is this? We get that. And, okay, that is definitely ferrous. Put that in there. Okay, so this, apparently that wants to come out. Yeah, so without hurting myself here, see if I can pull it out. There's even more screws. I think I just need to pull harder on this. So I'm just gonna give it a good yank. That's what she said, right? Yeah. Oh, I just got myself in the gut. God. All right. Wow. The majority of this, I'm willing to say that the majority of this is actually stainless steel. There is a little bit of a layer that is all steel, obviously. The bit in the center is 100% stainless steel, that's for sure. Interesting. Okay, a little bit of junk there. Well, we got that off. We got 1, 2, 3 screws on this side. Okay, so do we have, okay, we got one more screw. Okay. And we gotta constantly be checking to see what's ferrous and what isn't ferrous on this thing, because there is definitely a lot of different alloys on here. So this is regular ferrous. So I'm gonna put this in the bed of the original shell, just for the interest of saving room, because there's not much room left. All right, so we've got several screws down here that's kind of hiding. This has got to be able to come off. I don't see where this is held on by anything, really. Maybe there's a screw that I'm okay, I think there is a screw that I'm missing. Hold on. I'm not missing it per se, but it's not all the way out. There we go. There we go. All right, we got another screw. All right, we got more ferrous. I'm gonna put that and that. And that unlocks, it's like a video game, you know, you achieve a new level and you unlock a whole bunch of other screws. So we might need to make a whole new category for screws at this point, because I've never seen this. I've never seen this full with one project before, with one teardown. And I'm sure there are, you know, some projects that have way more screws than this, but I've yet to come across them. All right, what do we got here? Let's see if there's anything else holding this in. Doesn't appear so. So I'm gonna try to whack that off. Dirty minds, dirty, 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 dirty. Dirty minds. And there we go. Let's try not to make a mess. All right. Put that in right here. All right, we are slowly but surely getting there, guys. All right, we got some more ferrous goodies here. Is this being held in by any screws that I can see? I'll give it a little tap, tap, tappy and see if it'll just come out. No. Okay. There might be some screws holding this in place, and that is perfectly okay. I will figure out how to get that out in just a second, and we will try to get that out. See if we can get that out. We got a couple more screws here. Man, there is a lot of copper here. I am liking this. Liking it so much. Oh, okay. I see how this is attached. And I just need to detach it. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Put that over there. All right, guys, give me just a second here. I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit. This is nasty. All right, what do we got here? What is this? This looks like a concoction of, I think these are like stainless steel. I'm gonna try to take them out. Just make sure that the screws are still sticky wicky. All right, we're doing great. Sticky wicky, guys. All right, ferrous. Put that in there. All right, now these, I almost want to say that these are stainless. Oh, they're not. They are totally not. Okay. Damn. All right, well, I was honestly hoping that these would be stainless. Some of them are. But that is definitely not. It's not sticking a little bit. It's sticking a whole lot. So I'm going to take this whole thing and just put it in with the outer shell here. In fact, I'm just going to toss this whole thing in there because that kind of sucks. Okay, I'm going to clean a little bit more. All right. Okay, so at this point, what do we got left? All right. Now these outer sides, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. These are kind of being held in by like little clips. As you can see here, the metal's just kind of bent over to make it stay. There's no more screws that I can see, but I'm just going to bend those up so that I can take the last bit of ferrous material off of here, and then we'll get a good look at what we have for copper. Still a little water coming out of this. All right, what do we got here? All right, that's ferrous, so I'll put that in there. Go. All right. We'll do a little more cleanup. It's probably one of the more dirtier jobs that I've done on Gil Skillz. You don't want to be breathing in this stuff. Pooey! We're getting to the nitty-gritty of this whole thing now, which is nice. Inside this, like these pieces here, I'm gonna cut these pieces off. There's gonna be a combination of number 1 and number 2 here, which is really nice because the only thing that's been through here is water. There's no oil that's been through this, so I'm gonna consider a good portion of this number 1, with the exception of some of these pieces like this. Looks like there might be some solder here and there's some discoloration, so that portion there would be number 2. There's a big long strip here that would be considered number 1. This wrap I'm gonna take off, but from there on it would be number 2. I'm gonna take those ferrous materials off there. There's a little brass ring on the end here and a little plastic cap. I'm gonna end up taking that off. Let's see, we've got a stainless steel bracket here. I'll take that off and let that join its brother in here. And there's one piece left that I think might be ferrous. Yes, and that is this piece right here. And I think, I don't know, it might be copper interweaved in it, or it might be soldered on here somehow. I'm not really 100% sure. I might be able to get it off. I don't know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the tally for the tankless water heater or on-demand water heater. As you can see here, we'll go ahead and start with the wire. We got a decent amount of wire here. We ended up getting one motor for the blower, I would presume. I don't know, but it looks like a blower to me. We got some sensors and a few little doodads here and there. We didn't get much in terms of junk. We've got a piece where the inner portion of it is stainless steel, if I feel like taking that out, but I may or may not, who knows. We got some cast aluminum here. As you can see here, all of this is clean cast aluminum. I did take the time to clean it up. Crap ton of screw status. We're gonna need a new status for screws because that's the most I've seen in quite some time. So we've got ferrous and we've also got non-ferrous. We got some clips in here and some screws that do not stick to a magnet or stick very weakly. We've got some boards, as you can see here. We've got a few boards. We got a lot of brass. I did take the time to take some of the brass off the copper, as you can see here. And we get a decent amount of brass here as well. We've got 5 solenoids. Woohoo! I'm looking forward to taking the copper out of those. And that plastic one that I thought was a solenoid is actually just a motor. And the amount of copper that we got out of this is actually pretty darn good. There's a couple of pieces here that I'm considering number 1. These 2 pieces right here. But the rest, believe it or not, is number 2. There is a radiator on the inside, as you can see there, but it is completely made out of copper. The fins are made out of copper, the pipe's made out of copper, and my scrapyard will take that as a number 2. That is amazingly awesome. And last but not least, we've got a crap ton of steel or ferrous material here for tin shred. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this. There will be a follow-up video not too long after this. I'm hoping maybe to have that uploaded a few days after this one is published. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to weigh up some of the copper and some of the brass that we actually got from this one here. And also to give you a number 2 copper update as far as how much I have for the goal from now until July of 2026. I'm supposed to have 2,000 pounds of number to copper. That's the goal between now and July of 2026, so that I can turn around and put that down on the pickup truck. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, have a scrap happy day. Bye.